Okay, so fine-tuning is cool, I guess. How many people in this audience have made an API call to an LLM? Like in code at all? Okay, that's a pretty good number. Keep your hands up if you've fine-tuned a model and made an LLM call to that. Okay, fewer hands. So a large part of the reason that people don't fine-tune LLMs, I mean, there are a few reasons, but the biggest one is that it's just kind of a hassle. And so what I want to show is that Openpipe makes it not so much a hassle, and then maybe motivate the reasons that you would fine-tune an LLM. So let's say that you work at a large company and you just started your job, and your first job is you're going to redact PII. So you've got a bunch of user data, and you need to pull out things like email addresses and genders and personal IDs and credit card info, all that stuff. And so you go to like the list of LLMs you have available, you find GPT-4o, and you get it working pretty well. And then you deploy it and you scale up to 1 billion tokens a day, and you're now spending $2,500 every single day on your PI redaction calls. So then you think to yourself, well, I've tried other models, like I've tried Gemini Flash, and it's just not that good. And I really wish that I could get the same quality of GPT-4o, but in a much, much cheaper model. Because you know that if you could get it to Gemini Flash, then you could be spending $75 per day because it's just that much cheaper. So what you do is you create your Openpipe account, and you start logging your request to OpenAI. And all you have to do in order to do that is replace the OpenAI SDK with Openpipe/OpenAI SDK. It works with other providers too, but we'll use OpenAI because everybody kind of knows how they work. And you don't have to change your code at all. You're now logging the data. You can add extra metadata, whatever. All of your logs, so all of the inputs you send, the outputs you get back, show up here. You can search this table. Another thing you can do is actually import it to a data set, so you can create a new one or import to an existing one. In our case, I've already set up a data set. So here you can see we've imported from request logs twice. We've got an upload, so we can also upload files instead of just importing. And we can mess around with filtering and relabeling in the app. Once we get to some data that we're happy with, we can go from the data pipeline view to the general view. Here you can see we've got the exact same data. So this is the input to be redacted, the output. And then when you want to fine tune, you can actually choose from a whole bunch of different models. So some people say oh, okay, I might not want to fine tune OpenAI because if I set up my OpenAI setup, then I won't be prepared for Gemini, I won't be prepared for open source, whatever. But you can actually do all of those in the exact same platform with just the click of a button. So for instance, here we've got Llama 3.1, we've got the OpenAI models, we've got a whole bunch of Qwen 2, Llama 3.2 small models. You can fine tune from existing models if you want to start from a checkpoint that is performing well, but give it a little extra data. You can fine tune Gemini. So let's look at some models that we've already fine tuned. You can see the outputs side by side right here. And you can see which base models we use. So we fine-tuned Qwen 2.572b, Llama 3.18b, GPT-4o Mini, Gemini 1.5 Flash, and Llama 370b. And we've created a couple evaluations. I'll pop into one of those. This is completeness. So this is making sure all the data actually was redacted when it was supposed to be. And you can see that the 70b Llama model and Gemini Flash are actually doing really well. The base GPT-4o Mini is doing pretty poorly, and most of the other models are doing well. So now you can credibly go to your manager and say, okay, we can keep using the pipeline that I created before, and instead of spending $2,500 every single day, we are going to spend $75 every single day with the exact same performance. And you can show him the evals and the side-by-side comparisons and all of that. And it'll be really cool. And one thing I'm going to do right here at the end is, I'm kind of curious, I've fine-tuned all of these models, but the smallest model I've fine-tuned so far is an 8 billion parameter model. And what I would like to know is how a 1 billion parameter model, which is, of course, 1/8 the size, is going to perform on the same data set. So this will take about 10 minutes to run, so it's not going to happen during the presentation. But I'm going to fine-tune this 1 billion parameter Llama 3.2 instruct. And if you're curious how it turns out, you can either come find me after the demo, or you can scan this QR code. It'll take you to the demo data set that I have been working with, and you can check out all the features I didn't show you and see the performance of this 1 billion parameter model and even make requests to it. All right, that is Openpipe. Thank you.
Awesome. Actually, one question.
Yes.
What if the training data set is dirty?
Yes. Well, you recall that we have this evaluation, right, that we set up. It's a way to basically use human input to get an LLM to do all of the data searching for us. And if you set up an evaluation of that kind, you can run it against a data set. So here in this data pipeline, instead of just relabeling using a model, you can actually relabel using the criterion, so the evaluation that you created. And when you do this, Openpipe will for you find all the rows that violate that criterion and generate or remove outputs that fail and pass everything through. So it's a way to actually clean your data set before you fine tune and get even better performance than you got in production.
So you prune the actual training data set in the tool.
Exactly, and you can use the exact same criterion that you defined as your evaluation for this. So it's zero extra work. Yeah, it's
Nice.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Awesome. We got to move on for time.
Okay.